Nothing in your life or our world is happening accidentally. Earlier today, I recorded a video and I mentioned in there I would tell you why people in the United States are having difficulty with TSA and the airports and why they're standing in hours and hours of lines, and they think um, it's the Congress that's doing that, and it isn't. And so I can tell you why. There's nothing that's happening that I don't know, but I had fear and doubt, just like we all do. So I thought I would get over a little bit of that today. It's the 23rd of March, 2026. So I'm going to read this to you first. This is a verse to the messages because it'll explain why I'm making changes in my life. Um, because I don't want to go to my grave where I have this guilt and saying, well, what if? And it's this message. March 23rd, 2022. They all held fear and doubt. We are speaking to you today about your life and world. They are currently in the same state of being, and you have the opportunity to help your evolutionary journey and your world as well. Your lack of acceptance of this paragraph has been your only life challenge. You will look at your world today and want to find the solution, the answer, and the certainty in the current events. You are finding it difficult, and at the same time, you are working against yourself. You can do much more when you understand that the fear and doubt you have experienced throughout your life have also provided you with wisdom and knowledge you could use now when you remember what we said some time ago. You have confused your teachers with your leaders. You are the leader of your life, and all others who came before were your teachers. This morning, Roger had some skin abrasions, which have been a challenge since birth, but he also spent years understanding and utilizing the mind body connection. He has known part of his journey was to bring greater understanding and awareness to the merging of science and spirituality to further human development and potential. We then led him to two videos that he understood entirely but allowed his doubt to hold back what he might offer. One video was a scientist explaining that connection which Roger has utilized, and the other was a spiritual leader who is no longer in physical form, and Roger felt he was to carry on their work. That last sentence was the point of this message. You each carry a gift within you that you were meant to acknowledge and utilize to help your evolution and the restructuring of your world. Make fear and doubt your friends. Every leader, inventor, philosopher, or influencer use their fear and doubt to add something new to your world, and you possess that opportunity now, and it is all in your thinking. We will continue to help, and you will be fine. And I just couldn't let that go because there was more. So then I was led to another message, and I'll read that one, and then I'll explain further why I was given the solution to your life and to our world, but I was holding fear and doubt as well. And I can't do that anymore. The next message, July 12th, 2020. You are in the process of being restructured. First of all, please note this message has been decades in the making for Roger and you. We are indeed using the collective you in this message, and you may understand why we have taken to using this phraseology recently. It is because you, the individual, and the collective you are evolving, which occurs through the destruction of the old you. Yesterday, Roger attended a family video call with many of his relatives he had not seen in decades. During the conversation, the current affairs of your world came up, and there were comments made in which Roger found himself unable to contain his feelings, and for him, his outburst was shocking. Roger is typically passive in his discussions of social issues and usually attempts to avoid controversy. Now you will understand why we had him use the Hitler phrase reference yesterday. We always know what's ahead, and we prepare him for those encounters precisely as your guides have prepared you for everything in your life, and you always come to recognize that. The comment that brought up Roger's reluctant voice was one that Roger felt might have been harmful to others. That is the criteria that typically informs Roger's actions, but because he simultaneously does not wish to hurt another's feelings, he remained silent until yesterday. In the middle of his outburst, Roger knew that possibly others did not have the information he did, so he decided to offer to teach. When you discover your reason for being alive, you will also find your passion, and it may come out forcibly and startle you as it did Roger. We will not make this a book, but the restructuring you are experiencing is your understanding of your oneness and connectedness to all and using it to aid evolution. At times, you need extreme conditions like a pandemic, or extreme leaders like Hitler, or a country like the United States, who momentarily lost its way. The balance you all will experience is complete and total acceptance of you and all others. What we are speaking of is pure love, and these events always cause that to occur. And I had to stop ignoring this because I'm watching things happening. I'm watching people struggling and suffering, and I know that I've been given the information. We don't have to do that, except I allow the fear and doubt to take over. So that's why I'm shifting. That's why I obviously will have to charge a lot more money for this work to get others to understand, because that's why the billionaires have taken over. And the reason that TSA is not having the money that they're supposed to is because our president decided that he doesn't want that to happen, so that he could control the next election and so that he can continue to send people to terrorize people in cities. And that's the Hitler reference that came up. I can't ignore that anymore. And I can't ignore the fact that it's an organized, everything in the universe is organized, and I downloaded all of it. And so I do know that, and I had to stop waiting for other people to believe that, because then none of us succeed. Thank you so much for listening.